Good morning. As the sun rises over Lexington, Kentucky, casting a golden hue across the cityscape, we find ourselves grappling with a profound sense of sorrow and disbelief. Today, with heavy hearts, we report on a devastating tragedy that unfolded in Lexington, Kentucky, a series of events that have left an indelible mark on this community. This unthinkable event has shaken the community to its core, leaving residents in a state of shock and mourning. The ripple effects of this tragedy will undoubtedly be felt for years to come. What began as a routine Sunday, a day typically filled with peace, worship, and family gatherings, quickly turned violent, shattering the tranquility and replacing it with chaos and fear. The sudden eruption of violence has left many struggling to comprehend the senselessness of it all. The day ended with the loss of innocent lives, a stark reminder of the fragility of life and the ever-present threat of violence that can disrupt even the most ordinary of days. Among those tragically lost was a dedicated law enforcement officer, a hero who selflessly served and protected the community, paying the ultimate price in the line of duty. The violence started with what seemed like a routine traffic stop, a common occurrence that quickly escalated into a deadly confrontation. The situation tragically ended inside a local church, a place meant for peace, solace, and spiritual refuge, now forever stained by violence. The sanctity of this sacred space has been violated, leaving the congregation and the wider community deeply wounded. Lexington, a city known for its vibrant spirit, its rich history, and its strong sense of community, is now the scene of a heartbreaking investigation, as law enforcement officials work tirelessly to piece together the events that led to this tragedy. This tragedy highlights the dangers faced by law enforcement officers every day, the risks they take to protect our communities, and the sacrifices they make to uphold the law. It also underscores the vulnerability of public spaces, the need for increased security measures, and the importance of vigilance in protecting our communities from violence. As we seek answers and justice, the city mourns the loss of life, grappling with grief and struggling to make sense of this senseless act. The community is united in grief and searching for understanding, offering support to the victims' families and seeking solace in shared mourning. The events of July 13, 2025, a day that began like any other, will forever be remembered as a day of profound loss and sorrow. This date will forever be etched in Lexington's memory, a reminder of the lives lost and the enduring strength of the community in the face of adversity. Over the coming days, we will walk through the timeline of events, providing a detailed account of what transpired on that fateful Sunday. We will honor the victims, sharing their stories and celebrating their lives, ensuring that their memories are never forgotten. We will also share official statements from law enforcement and community leaders as the investigation unfolds, providing updates on the progress being made and the steps being taken to ensure justice is served. Our goal is to provide clarity amidst the confusion, to offer accurate and reliable information, and to help the community navigate this difficult time. Above all, we aim to provide comfort and respect for those lost in this unimaginable tragedy, standing in solidarity with the Lexington community as it begins the long and arduous journey of healing. With heavy hearts, as a community, as a nation, we pause to remember those precious lives that were so suddenly and tragically lost in this senseless act of violence. We reflect on the impact this has had on families, friends, and the entire community. Kentucky State Trooper Daniel Ellis, a man dedicated to serving and protecting the very community he called home. He was a devoted officer, a loving husband, and a cherished father, a man who balanced the demands of his duty with the joys of family life. His commitment to his family was as strong as his commitment to the law. He is mourned deeply by his family, his brothers and sisters in law enforcement, and all who had the privilege of knowing him. His loss leaves an unfillable void. Pastor Michael Henderson, a beacon of hope and guidance. He was leading his congregation with grace and wisdom at Richmond Road Baptist Church, a place of solace and community for so many. He was a pillar of faith, a source of compassion, and a guiding light for his flock. His sermons resonated with love and understanding, touching the hearts of all who listened. Sarah Jenkins, a beloved and dedicated church member and volunteer, a woman whose spirit shone brightly. She was known throughout the community for her boundless kindness, her unwavering dedication to helping others, and her tireless efforts to make the world a better place. These three individuals, each from different walks of life with unique stories and contributions, were tragically united in this senseless act on that fateful Sunday morning. Their sudden absence leaves a profound void, a silence that echoes through the halls of their homes and the streets of their community. Their loss is deeply felt by their families, their friends, and the wider community, who now come together to offer support and comfort in this time of immense grief. As we recount the unfolding of these tragic events, seeking understanding and justice, let us remember them not merely as statistics or victims of a crime, but as vibrant, loving individuals who enrich the lives of those around them with their kindness, their dedication, and their unwavering spirit. Their legacies will live on, etched in the hearts and minds of all who knew them, in the countless lives they touched with their generosity, their compassion, and their unwavering love. We honor their memory with the utmost respect and grace, cherishing the moments we shared and the impact they had on our lives. Our deepest and most heartfelt condolences go out, with profound sympathy, to all who knew and loved them, to their families, their friends, and their community, as we stand together in solidarity and support during this incredibly difficult time. In the wake of this senseless tragedy, authorities have been working tirelessly to piece together the events and understand the individual responsible. After a thorough investigation, the shooter has been identified as 38-year-old Mark Kane of Lexington. His name is now at the center of this tragedy. Kane, previously known to law enforcement for minor offenses, nothing that would have indicated the potential for such extreme violence. His past is now being scrutinized for any possible warning signs. The news has shocked neighbors and the entire police force, as this violent rampage was completely unexpected. The community is struggling to come to terms with the fact that someone they knew or knew of could commit such an act. The investigation has now shifted its focus to understanding his motives. What drove him to commit such a heinous act? Investigators are meticulously examining his actions leading up to the tragedy, hoping to uncover any clues that might shed light on his state of mind. Every detail, no matter how small, is being carefully analyzed. The chain of events began when Kane was pulled over by Trooper Ellis for a traffic violation. What started as a routine stop quickly escalated into a deadly encounter, setting off a series of tragic events. After fleeing the scene of the traffic stop, Kane's actions became increasingly erratic and dangerous. He then targeted Richmond Road Baptist Church, a place of worship and community gathering. The reasons behind this choice remain unclear, adding another layer of complexity to this already devastating situation. Investigators are diligently searching for any possible connection between Kane and the church, hoping to understand why he chose this particular location. At this stage, the attack appears to be random, further compounding the sense of shock and disbelief. Kane's rampage finally came to an end when he was fatally shot by responding officers. The officers acted swiftly and decisively to neutralize the threat and prevent further loss of life at the church. Now, the focus has shifted to providing support and comfort to the victims' families, who are grappling with unimaginable grief. The entire community is united in mourning, offering solace and strength to one another during this incredibly difficult time. As the days pass, the community's attention remains firmly on healing and recovery, on finding a path forward from this tragedy. The focus is on unity and support, not on dwelling on the actions of the perpetrator, but on rebuilding and remembering those who were lost. The events of July 13, 2025 unfolded rapidly, leaving Lexington in shock. The day began peacefully, but at 9:15 a.m., Trooper Ellis initiated a routine traffic stop near Bluegrassairport. The stop escalated, resulting in Trooper Ellis's fatal shooting. Kane fled, prompting a citywide manhunt and public alerts. The search ended at Richmond Road Baptist Church around 10:30 a.m., where an active shooter was reported. Law enforcement responded swiftly, confronting Kane inside the church. The entire tragedy spanned just over an hour, but its impact will last for years. Lexington is left mourning and searching for answers. The tragedy began near Bluegrassairport with a routine traffic stop by Trooper Daniel Ellis. Approaching Mark Kane's vehicle, Trooper Ellis followed standard procedure. Suddenly, Kane produced a firearm and fatally shot the trooper. Kane fled, and a call for assistance triggered a massive police response. Despite rapid efforts, Trooper Ellis could not be saved. The city's sense of security was shattered, and a manhunt began. The shooting was not just an attack on one officer, but on the entire community's peace. Law enforcement agencies coordinated to track down the suspect. The risks officers faced daily became painfully clear. After fleeing, Mark Kane drove to Richmond Road Baptist Church. At 10:30 a.m., he entered during Sunday service and opened fire. Pastor Michael Henderson and Sarah Jenkins were fatally shot amid the chaos. The congregation, caught in terror, scrambled for safety. Investigators have found no clear link between Cain and the church, suggesting a random attack. The violation of a sacred space has left the community deeply wounded. Survivors now face trauma and loss, and the healing process will be long. The church and city must come together to recover from this senseless act. Law enforcement responded with remarkable speed and coordination. Agencies across the region worked together to locate and stop the suspect. Officers arrived at the church within minutes, establishing a perimeter and entering to confront Cain. In the exchange, Cain was fatally shot, ending the immediate threat. Officers' quick actions prevented further loss of life. They evacuated and aided survivors, working with paramedics to treat the wounded. The professionalism and bravery of law enforcement were critical in containing the tragedy. Their efforts brought a swift end to a day of terror. The Fayette County Coroner's Office confirmed the identities and causes of death for the victims. Trooper Daniel Ellis, Pastor Michael Henderson, and Sarah Jenkins all died from gunshot wounds. The shooter, Mark Cain, also died from gunshot wounds during the police confrontation. The coroner's report brought painful finality to the day's events. Coroner John Davis expressed condolences and asked for privacy for the grieving families. The report provides the factual foundation for the ongoing investigation. Official confirmation allows the community to begin mourning and healing. The focus now turns to supporting the victims' families. Lexington faces a long road to recovery. Lexington is united in mourning after this tragedy. Vigils and memorials have sprung up at the police post and church, with flowers and notes expressing grief. Leaders across the state have offered condolences and praised the heroism of those lost. The governor and mayor have called for unity and compassion. Survivors and families are receiving counseling and support from the community and faith leaders. Funds have been established to help the victims' families, and generosity is pouring in. While questions remain, Lexington's strength is evident in its compassion and resilience. The community stands together, determined to heal and honor those lost.